The concept of the 50-50 relationship is one of the most pervasive and destructive lies of the modern era. It is a mathematical impossibility disguised as fairness. By attempting to split every decision, every responsibility, and any ounce of authority down the middle, couples create a stagnant power vacuum that invites resentment, indecision, and ultimate collapse. The myth of the 50-50 relationship posits that for any complex system to function, whether it is a multinational corporation, a flight crew, or a marriage, there must be a designated lead. Without a clear hierarchy of responsibility, a relationship isn't a partnership. It is a committee meeting that never ends. We have traded the efficiency of clear command for the exhaustive bureaucracy of endless negotiation, effectively castrating the momentum of the union. In physics, two equal and opposite forces result in zero acceleration. The same law applies to human dynamics. When a relationship is governed by the strict rule of 50-50, every minor choice becomes a negotiation for dominance. From where to eat dinner to how to invest life savings, the lack of a final say leads to decision fatigue. This fatigue erodes a romantic bond, replacing spontaneity with a grueling legalistic framework. A hierarchy is not about one person being better than the other. It is about functional efficiency. In a high-stakes environment, a ship with two captains is a ship that hits the iceberg while the leaders are still debating which way to turn the wheel. Symmetry in power leads to asymmetry in progress. While you are busy checking in and equalizing, the world is passing you by. This paralysis is a biological drain. The human brain is not wired for perpetual negotiation with its primary attachment figure. We seek a locus of control. When both partners refuse to lead, the relationship enters a state of entropy. The lack of direction creates an underlying current of anxiety. One partner eventually becomes a default lead out of pure necessity, but because the role was never formally acknowledged, they lead with resentment, while the other follows with a sense of being managed. This is a shadow hierarchy, a toxic, unstated power structure that grows in the dark because the couple was too afraid to establish a healthy one in the light. To the sovereign individual, a successful relationship operates on the CEO-COO model. In this hierarchy, one partner takes the lead on the vision and macro direction, while the other excels in the execution and internal stability of the unit. This is not a ranking of value. It is a division of labor. The CEO is not superior to the COO. They simply have different key performance indicators. When roles are clearly defined, the need for constant power struggles vanishes. You stop viewing your partner's strength as a threat and start viewing it as a resource. You move from a competition of egos to a coalition of competence. This structure allows for deep trust. If I know you're the lead on our financial strategy, I do not need to micromanage your every move. I can redirect my cognitive energy toward my own areas of leadership. This creates a force multiplier effect where the union becomes far more powerful than the sum of its parts. A 50-50 relationship is a zero-sum game. A hierarchical relationship is an exponential growth engine. By specialization, you eliminate the redundancy that kills most modern couples. You are not two people doing half the work. You are two specialists doing 100% of their designated mission. From an evolutionary perspective, sexual and romantic tension thrives on polarity. Polarity requires a positive and a negative charge, a leader and a follower in specific contexts. When a relationship is forced into a sterile 50-50 mold, the polarity is neutralized. The charge disappears. This is why many perfectly equal relationships suffer from a total collapse of intimacy. By removing the hierarchy, you have removed the tension that creates attraction. You have turned a romantic fire into a fluorescent office light. You have effectively friend-zoned your own marriage by removing the dynamic of the chase and the lead. We are hardwired for competence-based hierarchies. We naturally want to be led by those who are more capable in a specific domain, and we naturally want to lead where we possess the most skill. The 50-50 myth forces us to ignore our natural aptitudes in favor of performative, artificial equality. True equality is not doing the same thing. True equality is having equal stakes and shared outcome while playing different, specialized roles. Denying this reality is an act of psychological self-harm. You are suppressing your natural drive for excellence to maintain a facade of fairness that benefits no one. The lead in a relationship does not hold a position of leisure. They hold a position of extreme responsibility. In any hierarchy, the person at the top is the one who takes the blame when things fail. To be the lead is to carry the weight of the outcome. If the relationship's vision fails, it is on the leader. This is the social contract of authority. You get the final say in exchange for the ultimate accountability. This is a crown of thorns, the realization that power is a burden, not a privilege. Most people scream for equality because they are terrified of the crushing weight of being the final decision maker. Many people crave the 50-50 model because they are terrified of this accountability. They want the benefits of a partnership without the weight of the buck stops here reality. But a relationship without a lead is a relationship without a spine. It cannot stand up to the external pressures of life, financial crises, health scares, or family tragedy, because there is no central pillar to hold the structure together. When the storm hits, a committee will drown while they are still trying to reach a consensus. A hierarchy, however, provides a clear point of failure and a clear point of direction, which is the only way to survive a crisis. A sophisticated hierarchy is not static. It is situational. A sovereign couple practices strategic rotation. While one partner may be the general lead for the life vision, the other may take the lead in specific domains such as child rearing, social engineering, or health and wellness. This is fluid authority. It requires a high level of ego integration to know when to step up and, more importantly, when to step back. It is the art of leading by following when your partner's expertise exceeds your own. This is not a loss of power. It is an intelligent deployment of the team's best assets. The key is that in any given moment, for any given task, there is a primary and a support. There is no middle ground. You are either driving the car or you are the navigator. If both try to grab the wheel, the car crashes. If neither touches the wheel, the car crashes. Success lies in the clear handoff of the baton of authority. This requires a level of communication that most 50-50 couples never achieve because they are too busy pretending the baton doesn't exist. You must recognize that the lead is a role you inhabit, not an identity you own. Resentment is the byproduct of ambiguity. When roles are unclear, expectations are unmet. When expectations are unmet, bitterness takes root. By killing the 50-50 myth, you kill the primary source of relationship conflict. You replace "why you do this" with "this is your domain, I trust your lead." You eliminate the passive-aggressive scorekeeping that plagues modern domestic life. You stop being auditors of each other's efforts and start being investors in each other's success. Order creates peace. Hierarchy creates safety. When a partner knows where they stand in the structure, they can relax into their role. The follower in a given context feels safe because someone is at the helm. The leader feels empowered because they have the support of a dedicated partner. You stop being competitors and start being a unit. You create a psychological sanctuary where the rules are clear and the outcome is prioritized over the optics. This is a foundation of trench-grade loyalty, the kind of bond that can only be forged through clear roles and shared risk. Ultimately, the goal is to transform a relationship into a sovereign cell, a miniature civilization that can withstand the chaos of the outside world. This requires a lead to act with wisdom and support to act with loyalty. When you stop fighting for the 50% and start giving 100% to your designated role, the relationship reaches its apotheosis. You become a closed system of power, unshakable and impenetrable. You have built a fortress of order in a world of egalitarian chaos. The world wants you to believe in 50-50 because a disorganized couple is easier to manipulate, market to, and control. A hierarchical couple is an immovable force. They move with a single intent. They speak with one voice. They realize that in the kingdom of the home, 2 kings is 1 king too many, and 0 kings is a recipe for ruins. True power is not found in the middle. It is found in the alignment. When you align your roles with your reality, you stop surviving your relationship and start conquering through it. You realize that the 50-50 lie was the only thing holding you back from becoming a legend. By embracing this hierarchy, you unlock the strategic reserve of your partnership. While other couples are exhausting themselves in the bickering of the equals, you are conserving your energy for the external battle. You have an internal peace treaty that allows for external total war. You are no longer fighting each other. You are fighting the world together from a position of organized strength. This is the ultimate competitive advantage. In a society of fractured, 50-50 atoms, the sovereign cell is an atomic bomb of productivity and purpose. The death of the 50-50 myth is the birth of the sovereign partnership. It is the realization that love is not a contract of equal labor, but a covenant of unequal yet harmonized strengths. It is the end of the fairness trap and the beginning of the victory loop. You don't want a partner who does exactly what you do. You want a partner who completes what you cannot. You aren't looking for a mirror. You are looking for a missing piece. Once the puzzle is complete, the picture becomes clear and the path to dominance is laid bare.